everyone's doing well. I'm going to give you guys on Instagram Stories Live exclusive access from truly behind the scenes of my podcast, FOMO Fans, which I live stream to Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, as well as my website. So I'm going to leave this on throughout the podcast, but I'm going to set up the podcast now, kind of talk you guys through what I'm doing, what I'm setting up. So yeah, this is first time I'm doing this, so we'll see how it works. So this is like my command central here. Right? We have a MacBook Pro running these two monitors. I have my iPad Pro streaming this on my iPhone. So what I'm going to do first, so I'm using Wirecast. What you guys see here is Wirecast. That's actually where the main show is broadcasted. I push this out to 5 locations. But before I do that, I of course have to schedule the Facebook Live, and I need to grab the streaming key. So I'm going to schedule this. Unfortunately, they make you schedule it 10 minutes out, but where'd you get the ring light? So if you go to my website, thinklikeafan.live. Thinklikeafan.live. It'll redirect you onto my website. Scroll about halfway down. Every single piece of this gear, from this microphone to this microphone to the table to the desk. I'm using a standing desk from Autonomous. It's only $299. You guys can see, look, whoop, it goes down and it goes up. So I usually do podcasts from standing up, and I do conference calls from standing up, and then I do everything else from sitting down. That's kind of how it works. So yeah, thinklikeafan.live if you want to check out the gear. Sorry, so I'm going to schedule my my Facebook Live right now. So I'm going to throw a title up there. And so the title for today's Facebook Live, or today's FOMO Fans, is 7 Mindset Shifts to Fall in Love with Change. And so I'm writing my book, almost finished with my book, actually just about finished with my book. And one of the chapters is about how we embrace change. And the chapter is built of these 7 fundamentals. So technically I'm giving you like a chapter of my book on this podcast episode. So it should be a lot of fun. So I'm going to schedule this, and it'll tell me like the nearest time it can schedule it is at 10:59. So I'm going to say, sure. I'm going to throw my logo on there real quick. I'm going to hit Save Changes. I'm going to hit Schedule. All right, so this is going to throw that out there from a live. What's up, Hello Social? What's up, Drew? So now I'm scheduling my Facebook Live. So my Facebook Live is scheduled in the web browser right now. So what I usually do now is I go into Facebook and then I mute the tab because I want to see the Facebook comments up here, but I don't want to, what am I cooking? I'm cooking up a podcast. I want to see my Facebook comments up there, but I want to hear myself through my own feed. So that's how I'm going to do that. So I will hit that. I hit mute the tab. I'm going to go down to that broadcast, and you'll see the broadcast is scheduled. Here we go. There's the broadcast scheduled. So I want to go full screen on that. So I'm going to move that to my other monitor here. And then I'm going to go back into Wirecast, and I'm going to open my output settings. And this is where I set it all up to do all of the live streams. So this is where it goes to Facebook Live. This is where it goes to YouTube. This is where it goes to Periscope. This is where it goes to my website. And of course, locally, for me to record my podcast, I record a local MP4. So I'm going to copy that streaming key, which is unique. Oh no. This is a good time to put a little voiceover and remind everybody, perfection is a fairy tale. Not only do I preach it, but here's proof. Go to my website, that thing's already configured. Now I gotta go down to the Periscope and, oh no. Oh man, I hope it's saved. Oh gosh, Wirecast just crashed. No! Oh, I put all the logos and everything in there. Yeah, I know you just crashed. Oh, crap. Oh, please tell me it's saved. Please, please, please. Oh, man. This is live TV for you, folks. Not good. Now you get to see me scramble a little bit because I just moved in new logos and a new sound piece. Oh, man. Isn't that how it always works? No, I don't want to send this to, yes, it recover. Yes, please recover. Please recover. Yes, it recovered. I got a couple error messages, but nothing too crazy. So now I need to go back and fix this, make sure I have this set up. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's going through. So now I'm gonna go back into output settings. And I recommend doing this on a more powerful MacBook Pro. Mine's a 2015 MacBook Pro. I just haven't spent money on, I spent money on all this other gear, which isn't actually a lot of money. The lighting system's like $200 total. The Diva Light's $200. I'm actually running my Samsung S7, if you guys can see it up there. I'm running a time lapse on my S7 that's running up there. All right, but here, let me see. All right, Facebook Live. All right, so it saved that. Oh, good. So now all I need to do is change the title for what the Periscope will be because it has my Periscope settings already in there. So let me go back to my title. Oh, that's great. I didn't even name it correctly. So you guys are gonna see the whole. You guys get to see this is where the sausage is made. Not everybody wants to show how the sausage is made, but part of my presentation today is about how not only is perfection a fairy tale on this podcast, but also the concept of nothing's ever done. So we just kind of roll with it. So, all right, so let's change that back. All right. So what I now know is that at 10:59, Facebook will tell me it's ready to go live. And the cool part is all I gotta do is hit a little button up here and it'll push all of those pre-configured things live. Yes, I'm gonna put this on YouTube. So I'm gonna put, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all the versions of the video on YouTube so you can see how the sausage is made and then how the different output looks because it looks different on Facebook Live, a little bit different on Periscope, but it definitely looks different on YouTube. So I will for sure turn this into, so now I have the title. The case I'm actually using my iOgrapher case. And then I use my iPad Pro so that I can see the comments for everybody watching on Periscope. So you guys get to see, this is my whole setup. I got a MacBook Pro, 2 monitors, I got an iPad, I got my lighting with my Diva light as well as my box light. I'm using my Heil PR40, and then I got my mixing board here. All of my gear is on thinklikeafan.live, of course, which is what I said before. So they're all affiliate links, but they're like Amazon affiliate links, so I get like 80 cents if you use it. But for me, it just knows that you guys took my recommendation on hardware, and I can pitch that to brands. So yeah, if you go to thinklikeafan.live, it'll redirect you to my website that has all of my gear, all of my software, everything that you guys could want on this. So for a lot of my podcasts, I don't actually have notes. I just have... Usually I don't like to do scripts, so rather than doing scripts, I like to do takeaways. So I usually do 5 takeaways that I want to make sure to hit on the podcast. And whenever I get to the 5th one, I'm done. I wrap up the podcast. But for this one, the name of the show is 7 Mindset Hacks to Fall in Love with Change. So I can't do 5, I have to do 7. So I have all 7 of mine in a Google Doc up here next to my Wirecast. Now here's another trick, a little secret. So I'm using this video to see what I look like. So you want to put that video right underneath your web camera so it looks like you're looking into your web camera, but really you're looking at yourself. And then I'm going to set you guys up right here. All right, I'm going to set you guys up right there. So once I go live to Periscope, Periscope will be here. So this is my layout for my side, right? So I have Periscope comments here. Facebook comments will be, well, not going to be all the way over there because that would be crazy. Facebook comments will be right here. So I'll be able to see people live commenting on Facebook. I have that tab muted so that I don't have to hear it. I need to mute the iPad. And then here, let's save the, all right. And then last but not least, before I go live, which is what I'm going to do right now, I want to make sure that any program that's running in the back is shut down. Yep. So you don't want Google Drive running in the back or any of that stuff. So thanks. I appreciate all the following for years. Couldn't imagine you scripted. Yeah, it wouldn't work. Actually, me scripted is why YouTube, I really struggle with my YouTube videos. because scripted was like, that's why I was like, welcome to iSocial Talks with Brian. It was horrible. All right, so now you guys can see it says I don't know if you guys can see, but it says Facebook 00. So that means we are ready to go live on Facebook Live. So it's time to set this up and do this thing. I'm gonna have you guys in the shot here. All right, so you guys are gonna be able to see. All right, let's move this down. Test 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, test. All right. Need to get rid of that. I need to put this on airplane mode. Oh yeah, and something I definitely don't recommend doing is using beta operating systems. Don't use beta operating systems when you're doing this. I'm using beta for all of mine. You're running beta iOS 11, beta iOS 11, beta macOS. I pretty much am risking it all with that concept, but I just really like the new beta for the iOS operating system. So we're gonna go live. Like I said, this is the podcast. So you guys are gonna be able to see kind of behind the scenes how I run it. Ideally, my goal is usually around 30 minutes, but if I finish at 20-minute mark and I've finished all 7 of the hacks, then I'm gonna leave it there. If we're at the 30-minute mark and I've only got through 5, I'm gonna go to all 7. Because I set the expectations with my podcast audience that I'm never gonna add fluff to get to a certain time limit, and I'm never gonna cut off stuff to end time limit. So they know that they're gonna get 1 episode a week, and it's gonna be as compact of information as I can, but I'm not gonna change my ways just to kind of go that direction. So, all right, so let me make sure I have my thing here. All right, so let's go. First we're gonna go live to